Welcome to Your Food Looks Funny. I am Marcus T, and today we have a special guest, and we're talking peanut butter.
I'm not eating that.
I'm not eating that.
All right, so like I said, we have another special guest on here, another family member. It's a family fair all year 2021. Coming up soon, we got National Peanut Butter Lovers Day, and I've got a peanut butter lover here with me. My cousin Shantae. Say hello to the people.
Hi, the people out there.
Like I said, Peanut Butter Lovers Day is coming up March 1st. If you ain't ready to celebrate, you ain't no lover. You got to have a Reese cup in your pocket at all times when the day comes. Shantae, what is your favorite peanut butter treat?
My favorite peanut butter treat would be peanut butter and chocolate. Anything peanut butter and chocolate would be I would say would be my number 10.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Are you a fan of a regular Reese cup, or you like one of the newer versions they've had?
I'm a fan of the original Reese cup.
Okay.
The good old Reese cup that was a little creamy, a little hard on the outside, but a little soft in the middle. Not this regular stuff we got going on now, but the original Reese cup.
Okay.
You couldn't eat just one.
Right. It was like Lay's, but in chocolatey form.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Do you like your Reese cups refrigerated or room temperature?
Good question. I'll eat it either way because I don't want it too room temperature. It could get too soft and melt, but yet I don't want it to be too hard. So even if I have Reese cup in an ice cream form, I will put it out on the counter for a couple minutes before I eat it. So it's not too hard, but it's not too soft. So somewhere in the middle is where I like mine.
I dig it. You know what you like, and you have a specific range of where it is. I'm surprised you didn't have a temperature ready for me. I like mine at 55 degrees.
Sounds good.
Yeah, Mom was a big advocate of anytime she had candy or candy bars, she always threw them right in the refrigerator, and I hated cold candy bars, but I love a cold Reese cup.
Really?
Yeah.
How do you eat it when it's so hard? It's like you can't value the chocolate and the peanut butter meshing.
Normally, I get the bigger ones. So, they have the big cups, the thick ones.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot more peanut butter on the inside. So, you get a nice pop through that chocolate layer, but then you get the nice softness through the peanut butter on the inside.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever tried to let it soften and melt a little bit and then stick a popsicle in it and then stick it back in the refrigerator or freezer and let it freeze, and it's almost like a popsicle when you take it out to eat it?
No.
That might be too much of a peanut butter lover trick.
No, that's that was some advanced level stuff right there. No.
Try it one day and let me see.
I need to write that one down. Hold up.
It's delicious. You can also dip it in something when it's so hard to stick it in the freezer, and it's like a multi-layered Reese.
Very interesting. All right, you might need to have you start writing recipes for treats on here.
Good stuff.
Yeah, the most I've done playing with Reese cups is baked goods. So I'll make cookies and I'll keep the Reese cups frozen. And then once they come out hot, you just put the hot Reese cups, I'll get the little, the fun size ones, and put those on top of the cookie, and then it'll melt and adhere to it.
Ooh.
So almost I forget what the name of the cookie is, but the people will put the cookie with the Hershey Kiss on the top. I'll do that with Reese cups.
Sounds delicious. Yeah. I can't wait to try it next time.
Right.
Did I just slide my bid in there?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you like peanut butter cookies?
I do. I haven't had a good old homemade peanut butter cookie that was delicious in a long time. So the only thing with peanut butter cookies that I don't like is that people tend to cook them too long. So they come out more like a potato chip than actual crispy kind on the outside, similar to Snickerdoodle, and soft in the middle.
Right.
So it's they got to get that texture just right. And if you don't, it just, to me, destroys the taste and the texture of the actual peanut butter cookie.
By comparison, I had a good thought about this. So have you ever seen the movie Chef with Jon Favreau?
I have not.
Okay, so in the movie, he's going off on this food critic, and the food critic had written a bad review about his molten chocolate lava cake because it wasn't molten on the inside. He said he didn't even have the courage to undercook the molten chocolate lava cake.
Wow. Wow. He said he didn't have the courage.
Right.
Yeah. That is a hit below the belt multiple times.
Exactly. And that's what I was thinking about when you were talking about the texture of the cookies. Some people don't have the courage to underbake certain desserts that should be softer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Longer is not always better. And I think sometimes people cook, but they don't actually know what their oven can and can't do. Like they don't know their oven. So they do too much of something, or like you said, not enough of something.
Yep. With cookies, it only takes a second. 2 minutes, you're over. So it's better to pull them out when they're a little bit too soft versus waiting until they're just right, because they're going to cool down and they're going to get that much harder. They're going to end up like Chips Ahoy, and I hate Chips Ahoy.
I do too. I don't see how people eat Chips Ahoy.
Yeah.
It's like a chocolate chip potato chip.
Exactly. I'm like, why am
Thicker.
I crunching through these stale styrofoam cookies? I don't want them.
I'm not eating that.
Yeah. Yuck. But back to Reese Cups. So Reese Cup came out with these pretzel Reese Cups a few months ago, and I had to go on a mission to find them. It was like I was Sherlock Holmes trying to find the evidence of what actually existed here. And then when I found them, first of all, I'm appalled by the pricing of candy bars nowadays.
Absolutely.
I remember when they used to be like 44 cents at Walmart. Now they're double that. They're 88. And if you want any more than that, you're going to, and that's a regular size, not a king size. A king size will cost you almost like $2.
I was going to say that. Yep. That's accurate.
Ridiculous. So I normally go for fun size or minis anyway, just so I can curb my appetite of them without overindulging.
Because it's easy to do it.
Oh, yeah.
Can't have just one.
Yep. And Reese Cup was the originator of having two of something in a pack. And I've never been a fan of opening a pack, eating one, and leaving the other. I got to eat the other one.
You have to complete the course.
Yeah. You don't want to leave them lonely in the package.
You cannot. You have to eat the other one.
Yeah. Yuck. So another thing that's not as familiar, it's not a big peanut butter thing, but peanut butter ice cream. So I'm sure you like peanut butter ice cream. We're an ice cream family.
Absolutely. So that was my dessert last Sunday when we had the free day on the challenge, was peanut butter ice cream.
Excellent. Where you got it from a place, or you bought like a pint or something?
I do not generally try to do pints, so I'll try to get a serving for just that time, so I don't keep going back and back and back and back. So I got it from Cold Stone, actually.
Okay. Interesting. I don't think I've been in Cold Stone in like 3 or 4 years.
I haven't either, but I did that day, and it was absolutely rewarding to my stomach. It was worth every bite.
Yeah, you hit the 80s freeze frame on the way out with your fist in the air. Yes. Thank you. Have you ever had Jenny's ice cream?
Jenny?
Yeah, I think they're a chain. I've seen some in like Columbus and one here.
I've had it, I believe, one time. I've had, Jenny had, they don't call it Moose Tracks, but they call it something else. I can't remember what it is. But I think I had that one time, and Turkey Hill. They were kind of like similar to me.
Okay.
In taste.
I'm not a big fan of Turkey Hill. I think they had a red velvet ice cream at one point, and I was so disappointed.
Right.
Yeah.
They're good, but they seem to be a little stingy on the peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
So no, it's just like you're eating vanilla ice cream with like a little bit of swirl of a peanut butter and a little bit of swirl of a chocolate.
Yeah.
Can't be stingy, Turkey Hill.
Right, a little lackluster on the addition there.
Yes.
What's the Jenny's has this gooey butter cake ice cream that's really good. It reminded me of when we were just talking about peanut butter cookies. I'll put butterscotch morsels in the peanut butter cookies. Have you ever had those combinations together?
I've never had that combination, ever. I've had the blondies with the butterscotch.
Okay.
But I've never had peanut butter with butterscotch.
Are you a fan of butterscotch?
I'm not a fan, but I can eat it.
Okay. I might have to give you a sample of those one day when I get some time to make those.
You're trying to make me a fan? Trying to make me a fan with the peanut butter ice cream on the side. Like, you're supposed to be helping me here.
I'll make sure it's on a free day, I guess.
Please do. Please do.
Another question. Have you ever made your own peanut butter?
I have never made my own peanut butter, no.
Okay. Do you have a food processor?
I do not, actually. I got rid of my food processor. Perhaps I should have kept it. Now that you're telling the light bulbs in my head is like, ping.
That's exactly what your face looked like. It was like, should I have kept it?
And I was actually thinking too, like I go to Whole Foods all the time. That's like my go-to store for a lot of things. And when I go into Whole Foods, I promise you, every time I'm in there, I look at the thing that I can't remember the device or whatever that you can use to make your own peanut butter. I promise you, I look at it all the time and have never done it.
Yeah.
So for now, I probably should go in there and try it.
Yeah, I mean,
or just bit me another food processor.
Yeah.
And go to business.
Yeah, Whole Foods, and there's a place near us. It's obviously a chain, but the Fresh Market, they all do the same thing. So they'll make their own almond and peanut butter, and they make like a honey roasted peanut butter in there too.
Wait a minute. Okay, let's back up here. You got me at peanut butter, but honey roasted peanut butter?
They take the honey roasted peanuts and grind them up into peanut butter.
Interesting.
I'm telling you, I just stood there and stared at the machine for like 5 minutes.
I think that I'm going to take a look tomorrow. Thank you.
Yes.
I never knew that.
Yeah. But if you have a food processor, you can kind of control your salt, your sweetener content. And basically it's just putting peanuts in there with maybe a little oil or something and running it for like 5 minutes.
And so if you wanted to make it honey roasted, you'll just pour a little honey in it?
You could use honey, or you could use actual honey roasted peanuts.
So I think it probably would be healthier if we just did the honey to see how it tastes the first run, as opposed to the honey roasted peanuts, which the sodium may be a little higher.
Yeah, it's going to be a honey. You're going to end up with a honey flavored peanut butter, but you got to remember that the peanuts are actually roasted with the honey roasted. So you could honey roast your own peanuts if you wanted to. Just toss them in a little honey with no salt.
And we wonder how that would taste. How about I just go to Whole Foods tomorrow and we just try this? And then I come back for peanut butter show number 2.
Yeah, again, I'm not sure if Whole Foods has it. It was at Fresh Market when I saw it, which looks similar to Whole Foods, but.
Okay, so Fresh Market and Mom's the same thing?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'm gonna just have to go to Fresh Market. Okay, sorry, I know this is all about peanut butter, but
we on the trail still.
I have to give everything correct. I have to get everything correct, so when I go, I'm able to indulge properly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they have this huge wall. So it's a huge wall on the right side when you first walk in of the one near us. And it's just all of like their different nuts. So the almonds, the cashews and stuff, and the trail mix. And then it leads right to the machines of the almond butter, the peanut butter, and the honey roasted peanut butter.
We should have had this podcast before I went and bought peanut butter the other day.
Valentine's Day is a free day.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I had bought this big thing of peanut butter, but I'm going to go there probably tomorrow and look at that. I mean, that's how much of an addict I am for peanut butter.
There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you don't have an allergy, there's nothing wrong with it.
This is true.
I realized a lot of my episodes have somehow steered towards or, around nuts. I'm very sorry for anybody listening who has allergies. You can just skip forward to an episode that doesn't have nuts. But I'm a huge fan of like pecans, peanut butter, all of that stuff. I mean, I was raised on it, so it's in the blood, basically.
It is in the blood.
So we talked kind of about peanut butter baked goods. Have you ever had anything savory with peanut butter?
Peanut butter soup.
Really?
Yes, I believe it is originated in Africa.
Okay.
But it's not just peanut butter. It's a lot of elements inside of the peanut butter was one of the ingredients in the soup. So that's absolutely delicious. You never would think that peanut butter would be so good, like in a soup, but it's delicious.
It makes sense. When you say peanut butter or anything, you just imagine something sweet following.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a little twist, but it's a good twist. It's delicious.
The closest I've come to anything savory has always been peanut sauce. So in different types of Asian dishes.
Uh-huh.
So it's peanut butter is basically half of it, but sesame oil, maybe some lime juice or something. But it's good. But like, am I asking for it? Not really. I don't really need it.
It's okay. I can take it or leave it on a salad. They make the peanut butter dressing. I can take it or leave it on a salad, but I think I prefer it more in a dessert or, like I said, in that type of soup.
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to just eating it in a salad
Right.
as a dressing.
I don't know if you've ever seen this show. You have Netflix?
I do.
You ever seen this docuseries on there called Rotten?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Did you see the one about peanuts?
I did not. And let me confess why I cannot. I don't want to see that episode. I don't want anything that's going to take me or just give me away from the fact that it might mess up my whole peanut butter flow.
Yeah. I think almost every episode is almost dedicated to ruining somebody's experience on whatever the food is.
Exactly. So if I like it, I don't watch it.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. It wasn't as bad as most of the others. It just dealt mostly with how restaurants have to deal with allergies being such a prominent thing now.
Yeah.
So I just recall that so much in day-to-day cooking of getting orders or getting requests for nut-free dishes. And
so how do you get around that?
It's tough. It's really tough. But most of the time, you have to make sure everybody is well trained in the beginning. You have to have use records, so you need to have a copy of every dish and all of its ingredients, like readily available for the line, for the prep kitchen, for catering, for whoever it is. Because when servers, and I'm not throwing servers under the bus, but a lot of the times it's bad communication from front and back. So the servers will know the old way that we used to make a dish. And they'll go, oh, there's no peanuts in it, not knowing or not realizing we just changed the dish 3 months ago and we added peanut oil or we added macadamia nuts or something on top of it. And then once the guest gets it, they're like, oh, are you sure this has no nuts? And be like, yeah.
So they're having a pitch moment. Benadryl, please.
Right. So luckily, I've never had one of those moments in the kitchen. And on the other side of that, here's the main thing that I run into with allergies in general, but especially nuts. Normally, people just don't like the stuff. It's not that they're allergic; they just say they don't like it. It's part of a diet. So if they're not eating gluten, they'll say they're allergic to gluten, or I'm allergic to nuts, or I'm allergic to dairy. Just say you don't like it and you don't want it in there. It's okay. Because if somebody does make the mistake, we don't want to think, oh, God, we almost just killed you. And they're just like, oh, it's fine.
Liability right there.
Right.
Liability table number 14, please.
Right. So we want all of that stuff up front. Let us know up front that you don't like it or you're allergic to it. Because if you're allergic to nuts, I won't have to jump the counter with an EpiPen to be like, I got you.
You coming through the air.
Right.
You know what? And to that point, also, I realize that people often will say they don't like something based on what they read that was in the ingredients, as opposed to trying it to see how the different flavors complement each other. And I'm one for trying it. I don't know of any allergies, food allergies that I have.
Public service announcement.
So it's like, why not try it? If you don't like it, not to get it again, or send it back and improvise with something else.
You just described my wife. Anytime I say I'm going to cook something, as soon as I name an ingredient she doesn't like the whole dish. Like the whole thing is out.
It's like you may not even taste it in there unless it's like chitterlings.
Yeah.
Now, if it's like chitlins, then I get you.
Yeah.
But if it's something else like peanut butter or lime or tomato or whatever, let them make it up and see. It might surprise you.
Right.
How the different flavors.
Yeah.
Blend.
One of the things that I've been preaching recently is get the perfect bite. So you want to get a little bit of everything from the dish on one bite to judge how it tastes. Don't taste the one part you don't like and then say, I don't like it. Well, the mushrooms with the Parmesan cheese and all this other stuff might taste better. And it's the same thing with when we first started dating. I was like, well, order something that you don't have to amend. Order it the way they make it and then try it. If you didn't like it, then it's on you.
Modify.
Right, yeah. Because once you say, oh, I don't want no mushrooms, none of this, like you're altering the dish. It's not what they made anymore.
Right. It's what you made.
Right.
You're just not getting paid for it.
Right. And that circles back to, if you're not allergic to it, don't tell me you're allergic to it because you're ruining my dish for no reason.
And this is true. And that's an insult to a chef.
Exactly.
I get you.
Yeah. It's a cold world out here. Luckily, I've had the year off to blood pressure's gone down, and some of these requests just be ridiculous.
I can only imagine. So that your next endeavor should be a book about your scenarios with so many customers requests or client requests or whatever.
Interesting. The request book.
Yep.
Yeah, I got a million of those stories. I mean, 10 years in the kitchen and so many different catered events and types of people in these different cities. Oh my God.
There you go.
We just had when I talked to Derek yesterday, I said something about soda. He was like, "You've changed." I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Soda." I was like, "I'm sorry. I've lived away from Ohio for years now.
But it's so crazy. When I used to live in Ohio, I've always called it soda.
Really?
So people I wasn't meant to live in Sandusky. I was supposed to live in the city. And I was like, okay, I'm not disputing that, but that is the name of it. You guys just stop at pop. It's a whole word. I mean, whole 2 words, soda, pop. But the first word is soda.
Yeah, I just thought it was making it easier on me by saying pop because it was one syllable. And then once I moved down south, it became soda. And I was like, all right, well, it is what it is. The funniest thing that I have about soda, in quotations, was moving to Atlanta, which is the Coke capital, and
Absolutely.
working for the company I work for is a Pepsi company. So when people came to the hotel in Atlanta, they would be like, "Oh yeah, can I get a Coke?" I'm like, "Sorry, we only have Pepsi products." I'm like, "Excuse me?"
Am I in the right state here?
They were like, "So you don't have a Coke back there?" "No, we have a Pepsi."
As if your answer is going to change.
Right.
I promise you, Ashton Kutcher is not running out to punk you.
Right.
It's really Pepsi. It's really Pepsi.
Yeah, it was I mean, I didn't realize I watched a documentary on that too, Coke versus Pepsi, but how big of a thing it really is with people to be like, "Nah, I ain't drinking that."
Absolutely. People get really serious. And I had a boss who only liked soda from a Coca-Cola soda from the fountain. But then it made sense because she was originally from Georgia. So, it's different than you just getting it in a plastic container. Because even I know the deliveries to, I think McDonald's is in a different container than any other fast food place. So people get real serious about that Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's a little tricky, which has made some. I don't think it really made huge news, but the fact that LeBron, who signed with Coke when he first got in the league almost 18 years ago, he was the face of Sprite. He just signed with Pepsi this year.
Really?
So yeah,
he was up until actually Christmas, because some of his commercials was Sprite for Christmas. So wow.
His contract was up at the end of last year.
Wow.
So now he looks like he's going to be the face of Mountain Dew now for Pepsi Company.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's
amazing.
That's a huge twist right there. That's a win for Pepsi.
You're not kidding.
I'm trying to think of if there's anything else. I didn't write anything else down for peanut butter. Oh, that's what I didn't ask you. So if you're eating straight peanut butter or you're making it yourself because now you have a food processor.
Right, exactly.
Do you like creamy or crunchy?
I prefer creamy. Now, I do like crunchy, but when I put it crunchy on a piece of bread, it tears up the bread. So I prefer smooth, but I also put peanut butter in my smoothies.
Okay.
So that's like my protein.
Gotcha.
So for me, smooth seems to have more of a variety or options as opposed to crunchy.
Yeah. Yeah, crunchy is like the abstract version for everybody to use. I mean, you're not using
it. And I think that crunchy would be good though in ice cream.
Yeah. Normally
the nuts a little bit without having actual nuts in it. So it's like a 2-for-1. I know it's all probably psychological, but hey, let's go with it.
Yeah, I'm usually with having something going with it. So if I make peanut butter ice cream, normally I'll put like pretzels or something in it for the crunch factor. So I'd rather have something else of a taste. Because I think I just talked about this on the cereal episode that just came out yesterday. Honey Nut Cheerios. Like 15 years ago, Honey Nut Cheerios actually had nuts on the O's, and I didn't notice they had taken them off. It was such a disappointment. How do you just give me flavored nuts?
It's like Well, yeah, it's just a regular Cheerio.
Yeah, it's just a honey flavored
With
Cheerio.
honey. Yeah, you're right.
It's disrespectful, is what it is.
I'm a cereal girl, so you're right. They did take the nuts off of it.
They have a peanut butter flavored Cheerio, don't they?
They do, and I have that too. Mixed with chocolate is absolutely the best.
You sounded very proud of that when you
I
said
am very proud. I stand on my whole peanut butter, my whole peanut butter fiasco. Love it.
Peanut butter. You like Reese's Puffs, or it's too sweet for you?
Do I like
Reese's Puff cereal.
I don't, and let me tell you why I don't. I don't because it's good when you first biting it, but to me, afterward, it has it's not a taste, but like a residue.
Right. Yeah.
After you eat it, so it's like, that's not what I want.
Yeah, I loved it in college, and it was the first cereal that I really ate with milk all the time. Otherwise, I used to eat dry cereal before this point. So I would take like the little pint of 2% milk, and I would like spritz a little bit on top of it at a time because I didn't want it to get soggy. Once it got soggy and that chalky, that chalky texture started to come off it, I was like, I'm done.
And then too, like if you eat so much of it, I started feeling like I can't actually taste the flavor of it. It's just a glaze on my taste buds.
Right.
If it makes any sense.
Yeah. Those sugary cereals, boy, I tell you.
Yeah, I try to stay away from them after, now that I'm older.
All right. So we talked plenty about peanut butter. Gave you some ideas there. One-way trip to the fresh market to see about that honey roasted peanut butter.
Absolutely. And perhaps you could come up with, you said you do the cookie with the peanut butter on top. Mm-hmm. So I'm thinking maybe you could come up with a cookie that would allow you could stick the big peanut butter cup on a popsicle and stick the cookie on top of the peanut butter cup, and it'll be a peanut butter cup cookie pop.
And
think about it.
This will still be frozen, or it'd be at room temperature?
Well, I would think it would have to be room temperature and a little undercooked with the cookie to be able to push the cookie or put the cookie on top of the peanut butter cup, or cook the peanut butter cookie a little bit and put the peanut butter pop in the peanut butter cookie and put it in the oven for like 5 minutes, take it out room temperature, and then put it in the freezer.
Okay.
And freeze it. And then when people go to eat it, they can take it out, let it go room temperature, and then eat it like a cookie peanut butter cup popsicle.
See, what I'm thinking is making like a peanut butter cookie dough.
Okay.
Keeping it in a ball, but then you stuff the peanut butter cup inside of it.
Yes.
And then bake the ball, but the ball would fall a little bit. So I'd probably have to bake it in like a muffin tin in order to keep it inside there.
That'll work.
And then have the Reese cup center inside of it.
Yes, and then take it out and dip it in chocolate and put it in the freezer.
That's a lot of layers.
It is, but I'm telling you, it will be fantastic.
For you, it definitely would, yeah.
And for all the listeners that love peanut butter and that love chocolate, I'm telling you, it's a happy day. You'll be surprised how many people will eat that.
That sounds like a day where I would need to hit 20,000 steps in order to feel good about myself.
You're absolutely right, because one of those was going to be a good 750 calories.
Yeah, yeah.
But the bite of it, the savory of the bite of it will be so delicious, it'll be undeniable.
Yeah, it's called a sugar buzz.
Or diabetes on a stick.
Pretty much, yeah. All right.
One or the other.
Yeah.
But it'll be worth it.
Also forgot to ask you this. What is a food that you absolutely won't eat that most people do?
Good question. I'm going to do two. Actually, I'm going to do, two different ones and then a combo. So in the Black community, chitterlings, I will never eat a chitlin.
Yeah, but most people don't eat those. And it's funny enough that I think every cousin you have has answered this with the same thing. And then I repeat the question, what is a food that you won't eat that most people do? Chitlins is not that thing. Even I'm Black and I don't touch them.
Which is so crazy because everybody that I talk to that I'm around will eat them.
No.
Outside of my family, and I don't. Okay, so let me rethink that question. One food that I won't eat, it will probably be anchovies.
I don't think that one's high on there either.
Okay.
I'll take it if you can't come up with nothing else. But I think I'm going to end up doing a compilation of people saying chitlins.
One food that I won't eat.
It's a tough one. Take your time now. You said coconut?
Yes.
Okay.
I will not coconut. Nothing.
Really? We
I
talking
don't,
coconut the texture, or are you talking
I don't
coconut flavor?
I don't like the texture, not fan of the flavor.
Okay.
I'm slightly okay with the fragrance,
Okay.
but I don't like coconut.
Most of the time, I try not to be one of those people who goes, "Oh, you don't like such and such." I'm like, "Well, you haven't had mine." But in this scenario,
But you're still gonna say it,
right?
right?
But in this scenario here, because I've recently started using coconut extract when I make French toast. Are you a fan of French toast?
I am. I like French toast.
Okay,
I don't eat it often at all,
okay.
but I like it.
I might have to, steer one of those your way.
Okay.
Okay. Instead of vanilla, I use the coconut, and I use thick cut brioche bread. And
Okay, I'll try it. I'm all for trying it. I'll try it.
okay,
But I do not like coconut.
gotcha.
Another one is eggs.
I'm with you. I'm right. If I had a button to celebrate right now, I would. That is my number one thing I won't eat.
Mm-mm. I may do a boiled egg every once and again in a salad, but that's far and few. I don't like eggs.
No.
I'm not eating that.
No thanks.
At all.
What is the last new food that you tried?
Probably a pineapple pizza.
Interesting. It just had pineapples on it. Was there any other topping or?
It was pineapple and it was pepperoni. No, pineapple and chicken pizza.
Pineapple and chicken. Yuck.
Pineapple and chicken, and that was actually good. And the most abstract that I've ever tried was jalapenos and pineapples pizza with nothing else on it. So it gives you the sweet and
spicy
taste. It was good.
I would eat it, but am I choosing to eat it? No. Let me say it this way.
You won't be ordering it.
Yeah, let me say it this way. Am I paying for it? No.
If you get it, you want me to try it, I'll try it.
Right. If it's in the room, I'll eat it. If I'm paying for it, it ain't coming to me.
It ain't coming to your house.
Right.
Yeah, that's the last thing I tried.
All right. Anything else peanut butter you got for the people?
Nothing else. Oh, you might want to try in the mornings if you don't want to have a big breakfast, don't have a lot of time, but needs to get some protein in. Wheat bread, toast it, and then put peanut butter on it, let it melt. It is the best thing ever. It is so delicious. Even though you're looking at me like it's so disgusting, don't knock it till you try it. It is delicious. And then you can put bananas on top of it if you like.
I was stuck at the point of where you said toasted wheat bread, and we just got rid of our toaster because I was like, we don't make toast anymore.
But you shouldn't have got rid of the toaster, because you might have a brilliant idea. You're like, oh, I could just throw it in the toaster.
No,
kind of like I should have gotten rid of the food processor.
Exactly. That's where I was going back around.
Let's go back to that. I just got rid of the food processor. You're right.
All right.
I'll tell them so.
All right. But that's it for today. Go ahead and wrap it up there. Thank you, Shan, for coming on the show. Had a great time. Had a ball. A peanut butter ball.
A peanut butter ball.
All right. But check out all the episodes of yourfoodlooksfunny.com. Donate to the show while you're on there. We're trying to get Adobe Audition. See you guys next week. All right.